Nick,
Was.
what do you call a man?
No, you can't do this to me. Go on, you go, and then I'll have a go. No one's laughing at you. I was just telling you.
What do you call a man digging a trench?
Doug?
Yes.
Why was the ice cream cone bad at tennis?
No.
It had a soft serve.
Welcome to the Tradies in Business podcast with your hosts Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Divert your phone and grab a brew as Waz and Nick unpack tips, tales, secrets and stuff-ups from guests both inside and outside your trade, helping educate and inspire you to break the cycle of gut-busting and money stress and create a true trade business.
All right, listeners. Guess what? You're on that podcast.
It's
the
us
one
again
where
with
we
our
try and be
terrible
funny.
joke.
My daughter told me the Doug joke on the weekend, and I couldn't remember exactly how it went. She told it much better than me, my 10-year-old, which is not surprising.
Well, I'm not surprised. I've met your 10-year-old and I'm pretty sure she can carry a joke much better than you can.
She has a very good memory. But so do I, Coxie. And I never forget and I never forgive. No, that's not true.
Yes, you do forgive. You're a good forgiver.
Forgive, listeners. So we're coming at you with I guess it's an episode with a difference. Bit of an update today, Coxie. So we are updating you on something that got released this week, actually. We've been working on this for about the last, I don't know, it feels like 6 months. I think it's only the last 2 or 3 months with a company called Thrive.
I love this business name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. THRYV.
It's really clever.
They actually, their international head office actually rang the NASDAQ bell.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
They opened the trading floor.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I saw that on their LinkedIn channel. So if you don't know who Thrive is, then you can go and find out, obviously, because there's a thing called Google. But Thrive is like one of the biggest, marketing service businesses in the world. But here in Australia, they've taken over what used to be called Census. And good old yellow pages and local directories and all that stuff is all now part of the business called Thrive. And you might have heard our episode that we did last week with the head of Thrive Australia, Elise, which was a great interview, great chat we had with Elise.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually stoked to be a part of their small business grant program that they're running. And the tin tax of it all is you could get $15,000 in cash for your business.
Cold, hard cash, like proper
Like
smell the money cash.
Actual money cash, folding stuff in the hand.
Folding stuff.
There is an application process. Of course, you don't just line up like you're at the Centrelink office and collect your check. You've actually got to do something, but it's actually not that hard, Nick.
No, it's not hard. And I think we need to point out that the total prize pool is worth $40,000. So there's a lot in this for small business owners to really help accelerate your business. It's not difficult to enter. All of the links are over on our social channels. They'll also be in the show notes from last week. We'll pop them into the show notes for today to try and shortcut it for you. And it really is as simple as, I think you have to write 25 words, right?
Yeah, 25 or 250. I can't remember. It's not many anyway. It's less than a very short blog post.
It is less than a blog post.
You probably wrote more than that in the last text message you sent to your apprentice.
Yeah.
So, or your husband. So, get on it. The details are somewhere. They're we'll stick them in the show notes for today. So you can go and find the website. There's a mini site for you to go and apply through. But definitely throw your hat in the ring. $15,000 in cash. there's a few other bits and pieces that go with the prizes as well. Some of which
Like
is us. Yeah. So we get bundled up with some money. We're just going to roll us up in cash, Coxie.
I
I've always
would
wanted
really
to
like
do that. Yeah.
I did do it once. I did back in the day where cash was the currency. I think we'd sold, I don't know, something worth a lot of money. I did put it all over the bed because it just looked really good just for a moment. Stacks of cash. It looked amazing. But anyway, that was...
Did you roll in it?
No.
Oh,
That would be obscene, Warwick.
I'd have to sanitize my entire body after I did that because I have very, very particular personal hygiene standards.
Yes. I don't think many of us do. I don't think you're too alone there.
But I would do it. I would do it. If I had $15,000 in cash, I'd put it on the bed and just roll in it.
What would you spend it on in the business? I think that actually makes for a really interesting thread. I did tell my son about it, who, as you know, you're very privy to this stuff, is in the midst of opening his own business. And he's like, oh, I'm so excited I can enter this competition. Actually, you can't. I'm really sorry. I'm your mother, so you miss out.
You're a related party.
Oh, I'm a terrible mother.
Sucks to be you, son. What would I spend it on, Coxie? In tradies in business, or if I was a trade business owner or a small business owner in a different industry?
That's a really good distinction. Let's just go with let's talk about what we'd do with it if we won $15,000 for our business.
Whoa. I'd actually get someone in to refine and sex up some of our marketing automations so that, when people listen to the podcast, they can easily jump in and grab a free download or something, and then find out all about our programs and our latest events coming up and just have all of that like really running super smooth. You and I do a lot of our own stuff in the background as content entrepreneurs, apparently is our proper definition. And as business coaches as well, we like to do all of our own stuff because, that's what we do. We're rogue operators. But I would love to invest it into taking our own advice more. We do actually practice a lot of what we preach here, Nicole.
We do.
But yeah, I'd love to get all of that accessibility for our listeners and our followers much more smooth.
Much more smooth. Stellar English.
That was cracking English.
it was a little compromised. I think that's a great idea. I would like to spend it on spreading the word of tradies in business. I would love for more tradies to know who we are and what we do, and particularly the free stuff. I love the free stuff that we give away pretty consistently. And the opportunity to help more tradies with our mission. Our mission is very much to get 1,000 trade business owners off the tools by 2030. So that is closing in now as we're almost halfway through 2022.
Shush.
It will be really exciting to get more of the word out there. So maybe now I'm going to use your dreadful English I can perhaps accelerate our voice. Whew.
Whey.
How wanky is that?
That was super marketing wank speak.
It was, but I'm really intrigued to hear what our listeners would do with 15K. What would you actually do with 15K in your business? 15K that you could win at the drop of a hat. It's not hard. It's a really easy challenge. It's not even a challenge, competition to win. So I would suggest that you all head over to the show notes, take a quick look at the competition page. There's a particular website that you need to visit that's in the show notes. And then drop into social media and tell us what it is that you would do with 15K for your business. I'd really love to know some more from you. 25 words. I've checked. It's only 25
words. That's it.
25 words. With the Thrive grant, I would answer in 25 words or less. Whew, there's a challenge. You couldn't do that, Warwick. Too much waffle.
I am mortally offended, Nicole.
Okay.
So, moving on. No waffle here. It's a waffle-free zone on a Friday as we record this episode.
We do have some exciting news about more free content that we are giving away.
As if this podcast wasn't good enough value, it still blows my mind the amount of people who have started a business listening to our podcast. G'day to anybody who is listening now that has found our podcast and used it as the basis of starting your business. Good thing this doesn't come with any guarantees, hey? But honestly, Coxie, I shouldn't be so self-deprecating. This is a big word. I don't even know what it means. It just sounds fancy.
Yes, you do. You do.
I shouldn't beat myself up, Coxie, because we've had a number of people who have started their business listening to this very podcast and have successfully launched and got their business up and running off the back of the content that we've shared, the guests that we've interviewed. And I reckon that's freaking awesome. Not just patting myself on the back here, which I'll just do physically now, although I'm a bit tight this morning. It's those big guns. Can't get them over the shoulder. But I think it's testament to those business owners, those tradies and listeners who have backed themselves to have a crack and get in there and actually get started. So I love hearing those stories about people who have taken our content and done something with it. So that's why in a waffle-free zone, Nicole's going to tell you all about what we're saying next.
All right. So to add to the podcast and the content that we try to give you here so that you can go and start your business or improve your business if you've been in business for a while, we're running a new challenge. We're really excited about our latest challenge. It's the Chaos to Control Challenge. Now, it's a 5-day challenge. It's really simple to be a part of. Lots of free content. We're throwing in $1,000 worth of bonuses because we're all about giving you as much value as we possibly can. And in this challenge, we're going to learn how to take your trade business from the current chaos that it's in. And I'm sure you're all nodding your head and you understand what that feels like. It's those late nights where you're coming home from a big, hard day at work and you're still having to quote. It's the mess of team who aren't really doing what you're asking them to do and they're creating issues on the day-to-day basis. It's the consistent run of customers that are just challenging and difficult and making your life just that much harder. It's the fact that you're so darn busy, there's no time to do any of the on the business stuff. It's the, I guess, discontent within your relationships or the friction that comes because you're having to work so hard to get the work done because there's just so much of it coming behind you and you can't find any staff to help you. Raise your hand if that is you. I can see everybody driving around with one hand on the steering wheel right now or their hand up as they're hammering away. But my point is, all of us, I think at the moment in business are really facing this difficult and challenging time that's creating chaos. And we want to help you take control of that. We want to share with you our 5, I guess, key areas that we know will have an immediate impact on your business to rein back some control. And we're going to do that in a really simple, easy, digestible way. Warwick and I are very much the same sort of people in our physical content as we are here on the podcast. We like to have a bit of fun. We don't take ourselves too seriously. And we do take business seriously. So we like to give you short and punchy lessons that with some key takeaways that you can implement immediately to help to bring back some of that control. We're going to be doing it in short 30-minute sessions. So 30-minute education sessions where we won't just show you what to do or tell you what to do. We'll do both. We'll explain to you why it needs to be done the way that we're suggesting. And then we're going to give you some tips and tools so that you can actually walk away and take that piece of information and impart it into your business to bring back some of that control. So at 5 p.m. every afternoon for the week starting the 9th of May through to the 13th, we're going to hit you up on Zoom if you register, and we're going to give you a 30-minute mini lesson with one key takeaway that you can actually go and implement into your trade business immediately to make some change to bring back some of that control. How was that? I think waffle?
That's a very long way of saying we're going to make you do stuff.
Oh, you're saying I'm waffling now.
It was a cheap shot, Coxie. It was a cheap shot. We are going to get you doing stuff. And I think one of the big misconceptions, Nick, about improving or growing a trade business is that you have to do all this extra stuff on top of what you're already doing when you're already like bums to the ground with quoting and invoicing and paperwork and getting back to clients and rescheduling jobs because of rain or materials delays or because, you know, someone else on your team is a close contact and you've lost another staff member for 7 days. And it's not about actually adding more to that. It's about changing up the way you currently do things so that you get more bang for your buck, or you get a better return on your time investment. So we're actually going to show you how to change some of the things you're already doing, and just do them a little bit differently. Of course, there's always a bit extra stuff. You might have to actually look at your finances or something. I mean, hey, could be a good idea. And we're going to show you how to do that in the least amount of time possible. So that's why they're 30-minute sessions. As Coxie said, hard and fast, get on it. It's a challenge, not because the stuff that we're going to show you is hard, but it's a challenge because you need to actually commit to change.
Change is hard, Warwick.
Stick to the sessions. It is hard, Coxie, but I think not as hard as some of the hard that people are experiencing at the moment.
Choose your hard, right?
Choose Your Hard by Nicole Cox. That could be the title of your book.
Could be the title of the book.
Now that someone stole your other title.
I know, I'm so upset. Anyway.
Sorry to open that wound up again.
Oh, thank you. My most favourite and exciting part of this challenge is what it's actually leading to. It's the springboard to our launch. We've never done a launch. We've always been a bit soft around our launches, but this time we're going crazy. We're going absolutely nuts. We're throwing bonuses at you left, right and centre. As I said, $1,000 worth of real hard, not cash, but bonuses that you can use again in your business to drive some cash. There'll be cash reward business if you actually put in place everything that we teach you and actually impart with the business tools. But that's going to be the springboard to our launch.
So we have been running a thing called the Tradiepreneur Program. You might have heard us talk about it here on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And we opened it up last year to some existing clients who wanted to level up, and a handful of committed trade business owners that really wanted to get in on the ground floor and be, I guess, early adopters, Coxie. Some people are early adopters. And so we've actually kept a very close eye on everybody and their results. We look at people's financial results, how they're spending their time. We track their goals and what they're achieving. And in the last 12 months, I'm pleased to say, Coxie, that our tradiepreneurs have absolutely freaking smashed it.
They really have.
It's been – I'm actually surprised at the level of results that people are getting based on the climate that we're in, not the temperature and the rain, but the economic climate and all the disruption and the chaos that's surrounding all these people. I mean, these are business owners who have had to deal with schools being shut down. And, you think about last year, some of those hard lockdowns in Sydney and New South Wales. And for Victorians as well, they've had some of the worst restrictions globally with COVID. And yet, we've got tradiepreneurs who are winning business awards and, increasing their profits and their cash flow out of sight. Like they've got more money now than ever before. They're paying themselves a solid wage when they haven't for years. They're getting... I love this story. We had a client, a tradiepreneur, who actually had one of their clients round up the invoice by hundreds of dollars because the client was so happy with the process and the service and the experience. When have you ever had a trade client tip you hundreds of dollars as a tradie?
You're flat out getting a cup of tea anymore.
So we feel like it's time to actually open the doors, as Coxie said. It's like the Lyric Theatre. Love a gig at the Lyric. But we're throwing open the doors and we're going to make 20 spots available for trade business owners who want to actually get a slice of the action and get on board with the Tradiepreneur Program. So that's really what is available to you at the end of the challenge. I guess in some sense, you need to, I don't know, qualify, Coxie. That sounds a bit wanky. It's not really qualify.
It does sound a bit wanky, but we do want to make sure that you're in the right position, ready to take on the help. Change is hard. We said it before. You're absolutely right. There are choices around hard and which hard do you actually want to take. And we suggest that you take our heart because it's going to be a lot easier in the long run. However, we need to make sure that you're ready to make those changes. A big part of the program for us is ensuring that you get the value. Our entire business reputation is staked on you getting the value out of the program. And we can only help you do that when you're ready. We can't force you to change. We can lead you to the water and show you how to drink, but you still need to take the drink and swallow. We can't actually do it all for you, but what we can do is when you are ready, help you make that change at quite an accelerated rate. We get some fantastic results, I'm so proud to say, and it's through the work that our tradiepreneurs are doing. Warwick made a really great point earlier. This isn't about throwing heaps and heaps of work at you. In fact, the body of work that we take you through over the first quarter to ensure that you're getting those results is actually quite small. Sure, it will be challenging. There will be some challenges, but you have a fantastic community of other like-minded tradies that will help support you through that, as well as Warwick and I. They'll give you their tips and their shortcuts. They'll cheer you on from the sidelines and they'll commiserate with you if something goes wrong. But we will move you to that change through your work. Now, that work you're doing, you've already got a sales process, even if it's just answering the phone and turning up half an hour later to do a quote and 2 days later to do the job and then sending out an invoice 6 months later, which we see all the time. You already have these processes in place. We're just going to refine them and help you find the best way for your business to get the results that you actually want. So some of that we'll be talking about what your goals are. Warwick's referenced some of the business goals our clients have got, but those business goals actually lead to personal goals as well. Many of our clients are taking extended Easter breaks. They're taking a couple of weeks off the back of taking 4 to 6 weeks off in Christmas. And then they're making plans to take weeks off later in the year to attend conference, to go on a holiday, to drive up through the middle of the country. We've got clients doing amazing things with taking that time back because they're able to finally have control over their business to free up their time so they're not stuck in this time warp of quotes and customers and staff and stress and not enough money and all of that rubbish that goes with running a chaotic business. They have that control so they can see their way through to taking the breaks that they really need. So those business results bring you personal results. They get the tradie home at a reasonable hour every day and not having to work all night. They get the tradie wife into some control within the office and in the jobs that they might be doing, or they get the two of you back into a place where you're feeling really comfortable together in your relationship rather than there being all of that constant friction because there's just no time and there's too much stress. So we really recommend that you come along to the Chaos to Control Challenge. Check out what we do, understand our process, learn more about what information you can take from there and start to make some change in your business so that we can teach you all about, I guess, it starts with those 5 key areas that you can make significant impact in to start to free up some of your time immediately.
So there you go, gang. We'll pop all the links in the show notes or the description for this episode, make it easy for you to find. If you ever get lost, just go to the website and you'll find all the information there. We'll make it nice and easy for you to grab what you need, but definitely get on that challenge. It starts in May, as Coxie said. We'll talk more about this on our socials as well. We just want as many of you listening to this who are feeling a bit out of control, a bit slammed, a bit maybe a little bit burned out or flirting with a bit of burnout. Just jump in the challenge. It's bit of a renovator for you. We're going to help get you straightened out, re-stumped, and ready to build on some stronger foundations. Boom,
Nice
Coxie. What a way to close out the episode.
Oh, thanks for listening.
Hooroo.
You've been listening to the Tradies in Business podcast with Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Find out more about today's guest, tools for your trade business, and other cool stuff at tradiesinbusiness.com.au.